This episode of Thomas and Friends NWR Futures was made possible by ThomasPanditFan. Consider subscribing to him. Link in the description below. And, as always, from viewers like you. Thank you.
On Thomas's branch line, close to a tunnel, there is a field, and in that field is an orange tractor, and his name is Terrance. Terrance has worked on Thomas's branch line for many years, and has never left his field unless he's needed. On some days, he would often go to other locations on Solar too, to help out others like Elizabeth or Trevor, like in removing trees from the line or pulling out tank engines from a mess. One night, there had been lots of rain across the island, especially near the branch line areas. While the railway lines were fine, the roadways had taken some serious damage. Many trees had fallen onto the roads, and they were often covered in mud too.
Hello, Thomas! How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Well, except for the increase of passengers I'm taking. Do you have any clue on when Bertie's bus service will be beginning? I'm having to take his passengers as well as my own.
Oh, well, you will be doing that for a while from what it looks like.
The roads are not in a very good shape, are they?
I'm afraid so. They are either filled with fallen trees or are filled with mud.
I see. And how are you holding up during all this?
Me? Oh, I'm holding fine. Plus, getting to clear out all the mud is actually much more fun than you think. Would you like to help out?
Yuck. No thanks, I'm good. Although, I do have a question. How in the world are you going to repair the whole branch line? It will take weeks with someone like you. No offense.
None taken. And for your question, don't worry. The pack crew are sending a team along with a steamroller to take care of the roads here.
Well, at least that's some good news. Well then, see you later, Terrance.
See you, Thomas!
As Thomas was puffing along the line, a thought suddenly hit him.
Oh dear.
What's the matter, dear?
I just realized something.
Realized what, Thomas?
Well, you see, there are 2 steamrollers on the island, and...
You're hoping it's not the certain grumpy, rude one that had your crash into a barn.
Yes, that very certain one. I'm just hoping it's not him.
I swear, if he is the one who gets assigned here, then...
Calm down, Percy. For all we know, he could have changed.
The chances that are happening are the same as Gordon working here.
Well, could you at least do us a favor and just calm down?
Fine!
Although you do have to admit, Toby, he does sort of have a point.
Well, we'll discover tomorrow if he's right or wrong.
Well, if you're wrong, then you will be shunting my morning train tomorrow. Deal?
Unfortunately, the next morning, Toby would be proven wrong, as it was the very same steamroller that came that day.
Come on, they had to send you, didn't they?
Well, if it isn't the out-of-date steam kettle.
You do realize that you're also steam-powered too, correct?
Pa, at least I'm not made out of something that could be eaten by termites.
You seem to be as rude as ever.
Of course, the caterpillar is going to teach me now how to behave. I'm telling you, your railways are no good. Turn them
into roads.
For goodness sake. We've heard you say that for 1,000,000 times, George. It's nothing new.
And believe me, it will happen one day. Mark my word.
Well, seems like I was right.
Yeah, I'll go and shunt your morning train, Percy. No need to break it in.
Unfortunately for them, George proved to be a nuisance. He would block railway crossings sometimes and lecture them about how roads were superior, and due to this, the engines would get delayed.
So I've heard that silly steamroller George is back.
Yep, and as you would expect, he is still the same rude steamroller as ever.
If I could go onto your branch line, I would give him a thrashing. Especially after he damaged my front end after keeping Duck waiting.
Same here, Gordon. Same here.
Well, good luck to you branch line fellows.
Unfortunately for Percy, that luck ran out very soon, as just after crossing the River Ells, he arrived at a crossing with George in the middle of the line.
You have got to be kidding me.
What?
Can you please save your lecture for later? I am really busy and...
So, do you think I just lie around and do nothing, you little...
What? When did I say?
That's why your railroads are no good. They should be turned into roads, accusing of others.
Sure. Tell me all about it later.
And unfortunately, Percy wouldn't be the only one to face George that day.
Oh, and here we go again. I wonder what George wants this time.
Listen up, you out-of-date wooden bucks on wheel.
Oh, for God's sake. Even though Terrance wasn't efficient, at least he wasn't as annoying as you.
Terrance, that orange tractor, he's meant for farming duties, not this rough terrain work.
As I said, at least he is not as irritating as you. Now, if you don't mind, I actually have real work to do.
Soon, even the coaches Annie, Clarabelle and Henrietta were beginning to lose patience.
He called us old and rotten carriages. He said that the road buses will do our job 10 times better than us. The nerve of that steamroller. How rude!
Seems like George has been getting on everyone's nerves.
Think Terrance can do something about him?
What is Terrance going to do with George? He would probably crush him.
Well, out of all of us, I'm willing to bet he's probably the only one who can knock some sense into him.
Well, he's also the only one out of all of us who convinced you to wear your snowplow of yours.
So then, what do you say?
I will go and speak to Terrance tomorrow.
The engines went to sleep that night, worrying on what was going to happen in the following days.
Hey, Terrance.
I am figuring you want to talk with me about George.
Yes, indeed. How did you...
On the roads here, there have been complaints too. However, he is doing a really good job, so they can't kick him out of here either.
Well, think you could deal with him?
I don't really know, Thomas. From what I've been hearing, he seems to be quite the rude guy.
Indeed, and you are known to get through to people, like you did with me and the others.
Well, I don't know if this is going to work, though I think I have a plan.
Well, let's hope that plan works then. See you later, Terrance.
See you later, Thomas.
That afternoon, Terrance went down the road towards the worksite to have a small talk with George.
Hello there, George.
Terrance, what are you doing up here?
Oh, come on. Can't a fellow road vehicle talk with another one?
Huh? I guess so.
So, I've been hearing certain talks about you going around the branch line.
Let me guess, those railway engines trying to prove themselves to be better than us road vehicles.
Well,
I tell you, once we tear their rails and turn them into roads, then they will realize.
That's a bit harsh, don't you think?
Ha! You haven't seen my harsh side yet.
Crashing into goods trains, having trains derail into barn houses? What are those supposed to be then?
Those were all those engines' faults. If they knew what they were doing, these accidents wouldn't have ever happened.
Really? Because that's not how I heard those stories.
Well, looks like you listened to the wrong stories then, my dear tractor.
Haha, sure. Well, since the engines aren't liking you much, how about I help?
What? You? What's a tractor like you supposed to do?
Oh, you will see. You will see.
Terrance, you're just a tractor. You run through mud all day.
Oh, you think running through mud is easy?
Of course I am a heavy steamroller. I could probably do it easily.
Well, alright then, if you say so.
Unknown to George, Terrance's entire plan was perfectly falling into place.
Are you sure you planned perfectly?
Absolutely.
Really? I just heard from workers that there was a big disagreement between you two.
Thomas, trust me. All things are according to my plan.
Well, let's hope that plan of yours works out well.
The next day, Terrance was helping out George in removing the branches and repairing the roads that were damaged due to the storm.
Still don't understand why they needed to send you instead of someone else to help.
Well, you never know when a tractor might be useful.
Oh yeah? Like when?
How about now? That tree over there. I am going to be moving it to the side.
Ha! A tractor like you will take ages to move that.
I think you are forgetting fact 1. There is mud. And 2, I have treads.
Oh really? How about I move it out of the way then?
Be my guest.
What George didn't know was that just on the other side of the tree, there was a sharp bend, which led straight into a deep and muddy ditch. George put all his strength into it and started to move the tree.
I would advise you to be careful, George. You wouldn't want to.
Yeah, whatever. I am stronger. You are not. That's it.
George put all his strength into it and started to move the tree. It was very heavy due to the mud, and was very difficult for him to shove it through. Then there was trouble.
Ha! See, I said? Whoa! Stop! Ow!
Oh dear, George, look what's happened to you.
You tricked me. You...
Did I now? I don't believe I did. After all, you were the one who insisted on removing that tree branch even after I said so.
Ugh, this isn't over with you, Tractor. Once you get out here, I will show you.
From the looks of it, it seems like you won't be getting out anytime sooner.
What? Hey, come back here. Help me. Help, you little... Ugh.
Unfortunately for George, the workman and Terrance were too busy to help him out of the ditch, and while he was stuck there, the engines would pass by and tease him.
Look here, Toby. Whatever do you think is that hunk of junk there in that ditch?
Why, that there is George, didn't you see?
Oh, is it? Well, it may look like him all right, but I don't think a superior road vehicle like him would be stuck in a ditch.
Why, you little...
Hey, would you look at that? It's silly old George in a ditch.
Why, you little...
Oh, silly old George, fell in the ditch, fell in the ditch, fell in the ditch. Oh, silly old George, fell in the ditch, all on a Monday morning.
Soon as evening came, George was finally put onto a flatbed to be taken away by Stanley.
Well, it looks like it's goodbye then.
You really think this is the end of me?
Well, you damaged your axles and wheels, so yes.
This isn't over. This isn't over.
Haha, sure. Keep telling yourself that. Do you think he will be back?
After the damage he suffered from that crash, I doubt he will soon. However, it will be tough to fix that line without him.
Don't worry, Terrance. At least we won't have to deal with him anymore.